Hello to my Leos. All right, Leos, let's get right into your reading. Hopefully, you all are having a wonderful week so far. Leos, we are closing out a cycle. Yay! Right, so for effects. Yay! Let's get into it. Let's see what's in your cards. Let's see what's in your cards, Leos. Let's do it. See what's in your cards. Let's get to it. So, yeah, let's see. The moon is in, it's important to know the moon phases for those of you all who like to follow the moon phases. The moon is in a waning crescent moon in Pisces. Yes, a waning crescent moon in Pisces. And so it's a you want to focus on closure, healing, intuition, being prepared, preparing for spiritual beginnings, right? Because after that it's going to move into Aries, right? So you want to know the phases, right? You want to make sure you load up on your water. You want to make sure you're processing your feelings. This is where we talk about taking off the super Leo cape. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. Coming back, welcome back. I appreciate all the love, the comments, and all those things. We're kind of scaling back a little bit on the readings. I have something new and exciting that I'm going to share with you all soon and very soon. But anyway, let's get into your reading. Let's do it. All right. All right, Leos, let's go. Already prayed over your cards, already asked for complete and total clarity. So let's do it. Let's go. First card out the deck is There is Greatness Inside of Me. There it is. There's greatness inside of me. That's right. There's greatness inside of me. Speak it and believe it. Believe it. All right, Leos, let's go. You all rule fifth house. Fifth house is all about romance, creativity, children, projects, fun, self-expression, hobbies. What makes you feel good? That's right. What makes you feel good? All right, let's go. So yeah, there is no comparison. There is no comparison. You see people online all the time trying to compare people. Like what? There's no better you than you. Y'all know how y'all be seeing like celebrities be like comparing their exes to other people's exes. Y'all know the tea. Y'all might not know them, but you be looking at pictures of people be posting their exes, like celebrity exes online, and the celebrity ex be acting like they just so happy with the new. They could be happy with the new person, but it's almost like you can tell when people be just doing extra and above and just doing the most, right? It's like okay. It's like okay. So just know that there's greatness inside of you. Some people intentionally try to make people feel some kind of way. But sources say, look, when you know that there's greatness inside of you, your light is shining bright, bright, bright. You're not trying to compete with it. I keep trying to tell you, I don't have any competition. Nobody has any competition. Do you? Let's get into it, Leos. Let's go. Ten of Cups. Here we have inner happiness. There it is. Family reunions, total love, support, fulfillment, dreams come true. I'm trying to tell you, you're not trying to go around anybody else trying to find out about somebody else. You all about you, for real. Like, this is where you. Nobody can be a better you than you, right? Yeah, so I feel like somebody's going into hermit mode and focusing on searching for the truth within self and inner guidance and just contemplation. I feel like somebody is going into hermit mode. You're going into hermit mode and really learning how to focus on self as you're closing out a cycle, right? And just making some choices, right? Somebody's getting away from not seeing the duality in a situation, right? Like in any situations, like when you see snake, you're not going to automatically think a person is being a snake when they move on from something. You're looking at, because 10 is like that's the end of something. And so some people, they see being around coming to family reunions is traumatic. And I'm not even joking when I say that. It can literally be traumatic for some people, like literally being around a bunch of snakes in a dark sense. And where the scales from their eyes is a reminder to them. It's just like they can't trust anybody. Everybody keeping them in the dark about something. And for some people, it feels like, oh, hey, They've outgrown this kind of drama. They just go get a drink. These people, that's just how they are. Whatever. It is what it is. We just move on, right? So to each his own. But somebody is learning how to you having some kind of a spiritual awakening here, however long it took you to have a spiritual awakening, you're having some kind of spiritual awakening. For some people, it's a kundalini experience. It's like a boing yoing yoing straight up their spine. It's a sharp awakening. Like, oh my God, it's so traumatic. Like, okay, this is ridiculous. Every time some people come around, family members, it's always some kind of, 10 of Wands situation. Is stressful. A fight breaks out. It's just exhausting. It literally, for some people, it literally is a 10 of Wands situation. It's just exhausting. It's just straight up exhausting. It's not fun. It's not funny. It's traumatic, right? Some people just scales from their eye. They just move on. They just sick of it. Sick of seeing it. So that's what I'm seeing here in your cards. Yeah. That's why some people really do develop drinking problems. That's why some people stay in and out of a therapist's office. Their family literally drove them to that, literally. And some people, they just sit in a corner. Some people got family members that just literally sitting in a corner. They just be zoned out. They just there. Like somebody propped them in a chair and they just sitting in a corner somewhere. Family did it. So source is saying you're in hermit mode. Somebody is in hermit mode, realizing that there's greatness inside of you. You don't see there's nobody's your competition. So here we have King of Wands here. Somebody's a very bold leader, courage. You see in a big picture of something, you're overcoming some challenges yourself. You actually carry the spirit. Somebody actually carries the spirit of a. You're starting to make a connection now of something. You actually carry the spirit of an ancestor who is very structured. It's like somebody who has a quiet strength, who actually thrives in hermit mode. Now that the scales have been removed from somebody's eyes, you carry that strength. Like, you're starting to see that when you're around certain family members who say they got people's backs, they only have people, and that's like I said, certain people will say they have your back, but they're in human form. So that's where you're extending the grace. They can't have your back for everything, right? They can't have your back for everything because they're so exhausted. Some of your spouses can't have their back because they are so exhausted to a point they're about to collapse. They're so exhausted. They're about to collapse. So they need this. They need that greatness in you to come out, man or woman. So that's what Source is trying to tell somebody. It's like somebody's going into hermit mode. Here we have, and so they can get to a new lease on life. Somebody may have either you or somebody could have a love interest that was so stressed out and exhausted they just collapsed. Maybe that was in the past or whatever, but I feel like at this, something has come to an end. So the scales from somebody's eyes have just been removed at this point. Somebody just collapsed. I don't know who this reading is for, but somebody is just... Somebody is now in hermit mode. You had a devil card. This could be a Capricorn. Something was just too in excess for somebody. Something was just too excessive for somebody. Something could have been just like too overwhelming for somebody. Yeah, something was backbreaking for some. I don't know if it was you or, I don't know what your, whatever. Like I said, something was just way too overwhelming for somebody. It was something because that's what the Ten of Wands is. Ten of Wands is just stressed out, exhausted, like too burdensome. Somebody had way too many responsibilities, and it was like something about their energy was just begging for help. I don't know who this is, and so people ask for help in a lot of different ways. Like your energy is directed outward, right? So you may have come right out and said it. But some people will ask for it in ways, and like you can see it all over them. They're unkept. Their teeth is changing colors. their fingernails or their toenails are looking a certain way. I mean, their body is showing it. Their physical body is showing that they need help. They're exhausted. They're dehydrating. Everybody's just moving around and they're not doing anything. So, they're not dressing well. They're losing weight. All kinds of stuff. And people are, whatever. But source is saying that somebody, looking at the cards here, somebody is now like, because I see love coming across somebody's path, love and money coming across somebody's path. But source is also saying you're learning how to make a connection when you're sitting around a group of people, when you're starting to see something. You're starting to see how people's addictions and their materialism and their compulsion and just how people play, their playfulness, everything is not funny. Everything is not funny for some people when people move on. It's all fun and games until, like I said before, somebody has a breakdown or something is so burdensome. Something's, again, here we go, back to you being a leader, Leos. Something is telling us. I don't know. It keeps coming out in your cards. Here we have Ten of Pentacles. Something about your legacy. It's a young person now. It's a young person in your family that is now looking up to you. I don't know if a baby is born or my grandchild or somebody just had a baby or a new baby is. If it's your child or a grandchild or somebody, little cousin or niece or nephew, somebody in your family is now looking up to you, but something is pushing you into leadership. I don't even know how many times I need to say it in my reading. This is not comparing yourself to sister, brother, cousins, kids. This don't have nothing. This source is saying if you're sitting at a table as somebody else's child, I don't know how old they are. Everybody has an inner child. Everybody has an inner child. Everybody has an inner child. And you seeing somebody's addictions take over, and somebody is. That's what this is. So here we have the Ten of Swords. And somebody like waiting on a phone call. Somebody's complete and painful ending. Somebody's hit rock bottom, failure, collapse, defeat. That's what the Ten of Swords is. Swords keep trying to put y'all in the center of attention, Leos. But in a very healthy way where y'all can really see where y'all are appreciated and take y'all out of places where y'all are simply tolerated, where people are just hating on y'all. And I know like a lot of y'all are used to, being in spaces where people hate on you. But I'm telling you, Source is trying to put y'all in places where people will really appreciate you all. Maybe somebody need to get used to being in space where people really appreciate you. And get out of that like I'm used to people hating on me. Come out of that mess, like for real. Go where you are that's the whole. When the moon moves through the Leo, that's what it's about. Going where you're appreciated, not where you're tolerated. I'm telling you, a child would bring it into focus. But everybody has an inner child. When you see your own child go through that level of exhaustion because they are being bullied by grown, big back adults that's being shady and mean-spirited after you have moved on, and you think if somebody should have the God-given sense to act like they got sense, and they not because they are overtaken by their demons, and they don't. Source is saying to you, listen, there's a child. There's a child that's coming into somebody's family. I don't know if the baby has been born yet or coming across your path. That's going to take the scale. That's going to remove the rose-colored glasses off somebody's face. I don't know if you have little kids or not, but everybody that even in your life right now, even the oldest person in your life has an inner child. But somebody was sitting around with these people were sitting around. This group of energies were sitting around. This Ten of Cups waiting for a complete and painful ending, rock bottom, failure, collapse of somebody, and somebody had to sit there and listen to that. If that's not the devil involved in something, I don't know what is. 8 of Swords. Because 2 people wanted to destiny swap. 2 people wanted somebody else's life. 2 people wanted 2 other people's lives. There's no way. I would never want somebody else's life. And that's on everything. Because you never know what people did, like generationally, had to come through just to have the life that they have. So some kind of a new venture, raise, promotion, investment, prosperity, or opportunity is trying to come in as far as your legacy is concerned. Somebody is going to literally feel like they have this new, somebody's going to feel like new money, for real. But I'm telling you, like a new sense of worth. When I say new money, you're going to feel like this whole new sense of worth because of this young person. This young person's a new baby or something. Somebody could be pregnant right now. You or your person could be pregnant right now, or it could be a new baby. But somebody's going to have this new sense of worth here. The source keeps putting stuff in your face, Leos. Source keeps putting stuff in your face. It don't have to be yours. It could be your niece, nephew, cousin, somebody. But source keeps putting these opportunities in people's faces because it's a human being. It's a human being. 7 of Pentacles. So somebody is getting ready to, master multiple streams of income. Somebody's about to, like, for 8 hours, somebody's getting ready to master something, multiple streams of income. So first is going to come in as, like, information. Somebody's going to go into Hermit mode. A lot of information is going to come in, like memory. A light is going to turn on for somebody. Like, what are the demons? What are your temptations? Like, what are your temptations? What tempts you to sit around people who call people snakes and not recognize it as a rebirth? That when the scales come off of people's eyes and people have outgrown being around a group of people, what tempts you to stay around people knowing that, okay, maybe people have just outgrown certain people? What tempts you to stay around them? Right? When people are just trying to quietly move on with their lives. Because that's what I'm seeing you doing. Quietly, like just saying you're just moving on with your life. Just quietly transitioning. So somebody could be relocating, moving on. Somebody could be traveling. So somebody's going to quietly move on from their lives. Yeah. Somebody's like, you know what? You are not a fool. You are quietly moving on. So that you can grow. You're quietly moving on so you can grow. That is what I have for you. Because somehow a baby or a young person is going to bring something into perspective for people. Yeah, going to bring something into perspective for people. This is a generational planet right here. So Swords had to bring a very unique perspective to something for people to wake up. That's what this is. Swords had to bring a very unique perspective in waking people up. So usually, like, we're talking about like doing things generationally. It's like Swords had to try different things to wake people up. But Swords says, okay. Right? So it's time to take action. And remember, the next time the moon is going to move into Aries, it's something to take action. But somebody that you're close to right now has a God complex. They do. They want things. It's their way or the highway. Somebody has a God complex, and they are the ones that's your direct competition. And somebody can't see it. They're your direct competition. You're about to go head to head with somebody who is your direct competition. They could be older than you, younger than you, got more money than you. You're about to go head to head with them. Because they have been your biggest competitor. And so you're about to go head to head with them. Because they're the one. Well, you'll see. Anyway. Because you're a prayer warrior. That's why. Because you are a prayer warrior. All right, so let's close it out. Yeah. Somebody that you're attached to has been a competitor with you, have seen you as competition from the very beginning. They really do have a God complex. So every time you say, well, I need to pray about such and such and such and such, it's a particular spirit. So anytime when you say, you need to, let me pray about that, let me so and so, well, I already told you, y'all know the spirit. I told you such and such. I don't want you to pray about anything, because in prayer, you go get clarity. You get clarity directly from the master teacher, who is Source, the Creator, God, the Most High. That's where you're getting clarity from. You're not trying to become familiar with something, right? You're trying to get clear. You're trying to get clear. Somebody treats you as like you're their only, like you're theirs, like they are your source. Like, you got options. You should be able to go to Source. Anybody that treats you almost like they the only energy that you can go to, like they your only source. There's only one source. That's Source, the Creator, right? They are resource, but they not source. Okay, let's be clear. Anybody just coming at you like they're the only, like they the one. They the answer to the question. Like, hold on, I got more questions. I need to go to Source. I need clarity. Okay. Now, who are you? Here's the 3 of coins here. Yeah, some people want you to just come directly to them, and they the only ones. Like, So it's like it's not a competition. Some people want you to go to just one energy. I got all the answers. So it's like, okay. No, Source has clarity. Source has all the answers, right? Source has all the answers. And we talk about make a decision. Make a decision. You need to make a decision to go directly to Source. It could have been somebody you dated that's going to somebody, a friend of theirs, that's, seeking answers from them. So it's like I don't care if you're a man or a woman, need to go directly to God, whoever God is to you. And the devil is not God to you. You're not a devil worshiper. When you're talking about tarot, we're talking about the Most High God, right? We're not talking about your friends. We're not talking about your person down the street. These are resources. These are resources. We have resources. Books are resources. Cars are resources. People are resources. Source will tell you exactly where to go to get answers. Numbers are resources. I mean, that flower is a resource. That sign is a resource. A stop sign, a burning bush, a talking donkey is a resource. A number, colors, vibrations, auric layers are resources. Y'all get the point. Yeah, somebody wants to be the only, here we have sons of baskets, right? But somebody has been carrying around something since these people are carrying. Like I said, a child is coming through that's going to open up your eyes. Open up your eyes. But it's still, a decision has already been made, so it don't need to go wherever. You can take whatever action you want to, but I can tell you this, a decision has already been made, so take whatever action you need to take. 10 of Swords. Yeah. So here we have Ace of Wands right here. Ace of Wands. Yes. Oh, this is 10 of Wands here. Yeah. This is 10 of Knives right here, 10 of Swords right here. So, yeah. Some people have already made their decision. Some people have already said, already said, people are moving on and they're traveling or whatever. They're going to, complete painful ending, rock bottoms. They're going to try to, cause a defeat or somebody to collapse. Like I said, where's the card? Devil card. Here we have 10 of baskets, 10 of cups. Like in terms of a group of energies or whatever. Just say, like I said, Somebody has already predicted that because somebody wants to be, like I said, somebody has said that in some kind of a prediction. But you have to ask yourself, who are you going to believe? Are you going to believe God, the Most High, or are you going to believe the devil? The devil is the author of confusion. So. Confidence is your key to success. Confidence is your key to success, right? So there it is, Moon and Leo. So it's saying go where you're appreciated and not where you're tolerated. Somebody that you dated or courted or something right there was going to see a karmic reader in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Is basically like they're the only person that they can see. But if your person should be able to allow you, or your person should be allowed to see whoever they want to see, and that's going to be a determination for you right there. Nobody should be bound to one energy, right? Delusion. Yeah, intention without surrender can be a fast path to delusion. Yeah, we are not each other's gods. We're not each other's gods. There it is. There's greatness inside of you. There it is. Right? But there's greatness inside of everybody. Answer the call on your life. There it is. That's what I have for you. Bye.